The problem with this is Keemstar. Say the words. Don't dance around it. Don't be a p***y. Say what you mean. Spent 7 hours doing various things. Like signing in everywhere. How long does it take to sign into a website, dude? That's mental. But no, I always hear these horror stories about editors, and it's just true. Like, a lot of editors are fucking insanely bad and just lazy and don't do anything. Tried working on thumbnail, failed miserably. Told Keem to find someone else, told me to go to bed. 3 hours. Lolcow editor drama. Obviously, you've probably heard about some of the more recent dramas that have happened. So you've had like the Connor drama. That's kind of blown up recently. I think that another editor they took on, you know, isn't fucking continuing anymore. And then there's another guy that they took on. Anyway, I wanted to watch this video from another video from Nicholas DeOrio. Like, having watched one yesterday. And he goes into some fucking drama that happened with DMax that I thought about covering a little while ago, but I totally forgot about it. And then when I saw he released this video, I thought, great, Nicholas has done all the work. I can just be lazy and watch his video about it. Let's go. Based. Easy.
I'm not kidding you. I really do just want peace for myself, for everyone involved, but especially...
Except Magnetar, you liar. You can't take anything he says serious.
Oh, yeah. This was the guy that had the Magnetar. Had the Magnetar thing. The DMax guy pushed this idea that Magnetar was trying to scam people with the GoFundMe for legal fees. Which led to Magnetar just cancelling the whole thing and refunding everyone because he was getting so much pushback. Yeah. I remember this. Anyway, he was an editor for Lolcow Live. And apparently he was shit. And Nicholas lays it all out here.
Seriously. I wish the best for them. No, you don't. If you did, you probably would have kept your mouth shut like you were so proudly. I don't talk about people after I'm gone from a job, but this time I'm going to.
No, I don't normally care about Lolcow Live stuff. I tend not to talk about it, but I had thought to cover this before and I just forgot about it. And then Nicholas DeOrio delivered a bit of content, so let's see what happens.
This is the first one I want to talk about. I need music. I can't get through this one without music. It's like my own alcohol. Because I wasn't streaming when this happened, and I guess people thought like we're gonna move past this, but we're gonna talk about it briefly. I guess there's like a whole podcast appearance that we can watch later. But oh my god, are you guys aware of this? Because I have to give backstory because nobody knows who this person is. I imagine this is the former editor for Lolcow Live. I got them the job. So this is the former editor for Lolcow Live. I actually got them the job. Keem was looking to hire somebody, and he hired entirely off of my recommendation. I got this person hooked up with Keem to do the show. Okay, they edited, I believe, the first 3 episodes. They edited 1 Farmers episode, 2 regular episodes, made some YouTube shorts, and then posted a few tweets, I think. And this was all under a month, right? Award-winning editor, pre-Connor Lolcow Live, okay? He wasn't that bad. He was I guess.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing from that other video we watched yesterday. He's not as fucking... He's not as... The voice isn't as obnoxious.
His final product wasn't that bad. There were a few issues. Eventually, it turned out there was some back and forth in the chat. People were saying that DMax was quitting. But DMax, I'm pretty sure, was only talking to Tommy about it. And Keem...
Lolcow Live is apparently going to have the granny beating pedo Cyrax on. Did I dream this? Or did they have Josh Moon on? I'm sure that I remember seeing a thumbnail with Josh Moon on it, and it looked like Josh Moon was on the show. Did I dream that? Or was it clickbait, or what happened?
Keem was asking him to defend himself in the chat. There was also like a disagreement because Keem wants the editor to be kind of part of the show. So if Wings is f***ing up the audio, he was asking the editor to like talk shit on Twitter. Which is funny because that's what Connor got fired for doing. Talking to Keem when that was literally like part of the job, but I digress. So this...
Okay, I feel, look, this is something that I've obviously, it's one thing to say a bit of shit talking and a bit of banter, but Connor was insane. Like, he went onto that stream and was talking mad shit, like way beyond what you would think would be acceptable. But anyway, we don't need to get into that now. I think Nicholas is is sweeping a bit for Connor, but it doesn't matter.
This person's fighting for money. He took a stupid deal to do like a trial period for like $500 in that first month. That should entail approximately 4 to 5 live streams. 4 to 5 live streams, 3 YouTube shorts per, not live stream, I'm sorry, podcast episodes, 3 YouTube shorts. They didn't do live streams at this point, so there's no edited VODs. And then a few tweets. That would then upgrade to about $1,200 come January, and his regular time pay would be $1,200 if he liked the job. Now, I believe Keem upped that to 600 and a little bit high. No, it was 500 and 1,000, and then it was 600 and 1,200. And this is where I entered the fray. I told Keemstar that if you're running a podcast, like any new streaming channel...
Okay, so Keemstar's lying. The reason I refused Keem begging for me to take a 2K a month was because I wanted 2.5K a month to be the editor, social media manager, and live producer. And yes, you read that right. Keem literally begged for me to take 2K a month at the end of my attempt of an amicable negotiation. Keem initially pitched $500 a month for a trial period, his words, to see if I'd work out as the editor. After episode 1 and the amazing reception to the hard work we put into that episode, Keem told me I was social media manager and I had to post a short to Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube every day. I explained my reluctance, but from my troubles, I was raised by $100 to $600 a month. I was under the impression that Keem was still in a trial period. Granted, Keem said he pay would double sometime in the coming year. Okay, I guess Nicholas is going to fill us in more.
Or any Twitch streamer coming to YouTube, you're going to be running at a loss. It's not weird that the editor is making more money than your 3 paid employees or whatever, because it's 25, 25, 25. There are 4 active participants in the podcast. They're splitting not only the payments, but also the money. And I don't believe Keem got paid in that first month. What I do know is that when that first January came around, Connor made more money than Tommy, Keem, Wings, and Boogie. And that's by design, okay? Because the show hasn't made enough money to justify everyone else making enough money. You pay early to the editor so he can establish your platform and you can grow.
I always do the possible.
So I jumped in to negotiate better payment for DMax on his behalf because he wasn't defending himself in the chat. And I was trying to get Keem because I recommended a salary of anywhere between 2.2 to 2.4.
Give a big shout out to Nicholas DeOrio.
Fuck that shit show, especially if you're going to platform a delusional pedophile like Cyrax. They're just going to let him lie because he runs if you don't kiss his ass. Hopes he jerks it on stream. So they're having Cyrax on. Cyrax is like, what is he? He's a horror cow, isn't he? He's like one of the real bad ones that's done actually genuinely insane shit. I don't know about that. Yeah, sure, Nicholas. I know a little bit about it, but I just didn't know the ins and outs, which I'm sure you're going to lay out
2.2 to 2.4, right? And I believe Keem was at 2,000, and he was looking to go. He was potentially going to go a little bit higher, and that's where
I always do the possible,
bro. So this time, okay, the voice is better, but the fucking dono sounds are obnoxiously loud.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much for the gifted. Now, there was this interaction here. Hold on. Wait.
Is this really lolly?
Riveter says, Riveter is
oh my god, P-Poor Riveter getting involved. Uh-oh.
DMax's friend. There's a consistent in this equation, but I can't put my finger on it because I guess the Lolcow editor was fired at that point. Keem brought on like one of Salvo's friends. Can I say something to you, Nick?
I really like you.
I think why? Are we through the gifted? But thank you so much for the gifted. I'll address those in a second, in between sections. Oh, is this a tipster appreciation stream? Yes, it is. Okay, so Keem came out.
Oh, there's a constant problem on the show, but you can't quite put your finger on it. So you want to talk some shit, Triple Chin? Well, let's talk some shit then. Because the first editor on Lolcow...
God, I do find it really annoying when people aren't just fucking down the line with it, you know? Like, just be direct. The problem with this is Keemstar. Say the fucking words, okay? Don't fucking dance around it. Don't be a pussy, okay? Say what you mean. You mean to say the problem here is Keemstar is, you know... And to be honest with you, you'd probably get some fucking support if you said that, right? But instead you got to pussyfoot around it and do this gay thing where you go, oh, I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. Just say it how it is. You think Keemstar's the problem, and then Keemstar can respond, and then boom, off you go. You're into a bit of fucking drama. But instead you got to pussyfoot around it. It's so gay.
Lolcow Live was your buddy DMax. And after DMax worked for like a week or a week and a half, whatever it was, he requested more money. $2,000 a month to be the editor for Lolcow Live wasn't enough money for him. His reasonings? He said that it took him 19 hours to edit a single fucking episode. Peapod, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go out on your YouTube channel, on your Twitter, somewhere public, and I want you to defend DMax and say, you know what? It wasn't DMax's fault that he sucked at fucking editing. It was Lolcow Live's fault. Of course it would take 19 hours to edit an hour episode of the podcast. I want you to get behind that. Actually fucking say it. Just so everybody can look at the fucking retard
Isn't this
you
Nicholas
are.
DeOrio guy like one of those fucking crypto fascist dudes too?
So Keemstar gives this statement, and then DMax does something extraordinarily dumb. He then responds to that statement, not only lying, not only lying, but he invokes me for some reason, and I don't know why, because he knows I fucking hate him. And he knows that I've talked tons of shit about him, and I don't like him. But the stuff you're about to see...
Yeah, so editing is time-consuming, of course, but I think there's a timesheet that was released that gives us more insight than Nicholas goes into. But if you look at actually what DMax was doing, it was insane. It was absolutely absurd, the way in which he was going about engaging in his labor to make this shit, right? And, you know, $2,000 a month for work that you can probably do in 20 hours a week is a very fucking reasonable amount of money, because obviously the idea would be, you know, you do that 20 hours a week as a part-time thing, and then you're an editor, so you have another 20 hours that you can go, or more if you want to make more money, but, you know, 20 hours on top of that, do another kind of work here and there, you'd probably be looking at, you know, $3,500, $4,000, $5,000 a month as a fucking revenue stream as an editor, which is a pretty fucking decent wage as it goes, right? But obviously, you know, you'll see when you get to the timesheet, but this guy was turning what should be a 20-hour-a-week job into some absurd length of time and claiming that, you know, that's what he was doing. When it's like, no, do the work you need to do in a shorter amount of time, and that gives you more time to take on more work to make more money. Like $2,000 a month for what he was being asked to do, as far as I can tell, was pretty fucking reasonable, you know?
Is stuff I never released.
Is this really
And I knew about it, and I could have buried him, and I didn't, but he chose to release it because he thought it made him look good. Okay? DMax came out and said the following. Keemstar is lying.
Okay, he's going to read it.
The reason I refused Keem begging me to take $2,000 a month was because I wanted $2.5K a month to be the editor, social media manager, and live producer. Hold on, I'm sorry. I have to stop you every time. Okay, so they weren't doing live streams until, like, was it mid-January? Did they even do any while he was employed? Maybe it was December, but there was no live streams done while this guy was employed. He wasn't the live producer of shit. That wasn't even discussed. We hadn't even... I had to convince Keem to go...
Okay, what would a live producer do for a show like that? I guess... Well... But then Tommy C also manages it and gets in contact with people, and the cows get in contact with people to bring them on. Like, live producer for a stream. Like, what do you mean? That's, like, simple. Also, where does the broadcast come from? Who broadcasts the show? Is it Tommy? Who is doing the OBS for that? It's not fucking DMax, is it? Or the editor. It's whoever's on the show that's the central point.
Go live on his own channel. Okay? And yeah, you read that right. Keem literally begged me to take $2,000 a month at the end of my attempted amicable negotiation. Keem initially pitched $500 a month for a trial period. No, that's not true. That's not true. So
he clearly heard Connor's issue and tacked that on. Connor wasn't even the live producer. Right, okay. Oh, so he's trying to act out like he had to do the dockets and stuff, like Connor was complaining about.
Sir, you're lying again. Keem pitched it. No, you accepted $500 a month. You made a bad deal, Tfue. You made a bad deal. You need to include that. But I digress. Here. His words, to see if I'd work out as the editor. After episode 1, and the amazing reception to the hard work we'd put into that episode, Keem told me that I was the social media manager, and I had to post a short to Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube every day, and I explained my reluctance, but for my troubles, it was raised $100 to $600 a month. I was under the impression that Keem was still in a trial.
Isn't Keem a millionaire? You'd think he'd be more generous. What? No? I mean, dude, okay, you've got two competing forces. You've got the person running the show, okay, they're going to want to provide as low a payment as possible, and you, as the worker, have got to negotiate for as best terms as you can get, right? So, no, you shouldn't be fucking generous to people, right? You've got to drive a hard bargain. You know, you would go in with the lowest possible thing that you could think might be acceptable, and then the other person is going to turn around and go, okay, well, I would actually want a bit more for that, and then you come to an agreement, and then you move forward, right? You don't get to be a millionaire by just dishing money out needlessly. This is a fucking initial YouTube channel that isn't making any money yet, you know? So, you know, you're probably going to want to put a bit of money into it, but you don't want to go crazy. Otherwise, you could end up just losing money on a project, which isn't what you want to do. You don't get rich by being generous, exactly.
Trial period. Granted, Keem said my pay would double from $600 to $1,200 sometime in the coming year. It was my assumption that this was January 1st, not sometime, but maybe that's not the case. After I completed episode 2 and posted many shorts, I decided that the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. I knew I had to be a team player. Lolcow was a new channel, but I just couldn't live on what I was making for the work I was putting in. Keem knew that too, because in our first convo, he literally asked how much I needed to live. So after episode 2, I asked Keem to reevaluate, because even doubling my pay to $1,200 wouldn't cut it, and it was becoming very clear that Keem was going to milk me for every ounce of talent and ability I had.
It's very common that early on in these sorts of situations, you will pay someone some nominal amount of money in order to just get them on board. A recognition that, you know, I can't afford to, you know, pay you full whack that I would want to pay you, but, you know, can you take a sort of smaller payment for now? And then as time goes on, we can increase it to like a minimal amount of money that allows you to cover your costs while also not causing my side of the business to, you know, be in a position where I can't fucking operate. And then eventually you move on to whatever deal you want, be it a salaried position, be it a cut of revenue, whatever you want to do. But this is extremely common, standard stuff. You know, pay you a small amount first, then right, how much do you need to live on? Okay, I'll make sure that I pay that, so you've at least got that no matter what, right? Boom. Okay, right, we're making more money now. Salary, cut, whatever. Very fucking common shit.
Even trying to get me in the content. He wanted me to video myself yelling at Wings of Redemption for messing up his video and audio. I've never been told to yell at a boss before, and I was not gonna do that. Sorry, Van Luke. That was the call I got when we were on Clear as Mud, and I used my frustration with that call on you. Not actually, so okay. I did some soul searching and realized a way we might all be happy, but I politely and firmly asked for $2,500, citing the workload, the hours I was logging, trying to look ahead at what Lolcow would become with live streams. Or at least he concedes there were no live streams. 2.5K would buy me full time. 30K a year.
Okay,
that's a
wonderful.
Real low bar to set for yourself, buddy. I edit every episode to every platform.
Would solved everything.
Hey, thanks to the 333. Oh my god, that was such a classic drama, the Hassan editor drama, where like, yeah, this guy was making edits for him, which is fine. People are going to make shit for you, but then Hassan was trying to direct him without offering any money. Right?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Play those clips of Max's edits on the first episode of Lolcow Live, where he made Tommy C so annoying with all those stupid.
You'll have to link it. But yeah, sure. I'll link it, and I'll play it.
Shorts, social media posts in general, wrangle the crew for missing files, and I'll be the live producer. I'll host the Discord, all of it. I'll be a Discord admin just for the low price of $30,000 a year. And to prove how reasonable all that is.
Like, 30k a year is like part-time wages, right? I mean, if you're an editor, if you're doing like a sort of skilled thing, like you're editing, right? You need to be able to edit to do that. You can't just fucking walk off the street and be an editor. You need to have training and knowledge to do it. Like, that should be a part-time gig. Or extremely minimal costs. But, you know, that you should not be accepting 30k a year as a full-time gig if you're having to work full-time on it. You know, it's just stupid. You know, it should be, this is part of your work week, and then you have other jobs to make up whatever else, because editors will do multiple jobs for multiple people, right?
That was Connor's income coming in. Okay. Do you know why that was Connor's income coming in? Do you know why that happened? That was DMax's money. I negotiated it. He didn't negotiate shit. He would have been fired if I didn't jump in a three-way call. He was fired anyway by my recommendation, but that call wouldn't have happened unless I was sticking up for him and pushing for him to get that money. Keem would have just fired him immediately and hired some idiot off the streets who would have done it for fucking $3 and a nickel. Okay, that's realistically the point. I was fighting for you, and Connor got the fruits of the labor. That's realistically what we're dealing with here. Keem
no, exactly. It sounds like DMax didn't negotiate correctly to get what he needed. And also, we'll get to the timesheet as well, but we're spending way more time on this than he needed to as well. So it's just like, it's your fault. Take some responsibility, bro.
Resorted to pleading and threatening me when that didn't work. He even called Nicholas DeOrio to mitigate because Nicholas had to delete a post of Keem trying to light me up publicly on Twitter about it. That is true. While I was on the phone with him, Nick left the call when he realized Keem was being stupid. Nick left the call when he realized Keem was being stupid, and I was being reasonable. Holy charitability, Batman. Did Vosh write this? Oh my god. Nick left the call when he realized that Keem was being stupid and I was being reasonable. Nick said he offered to be the editor for 2000 and said that I was a better editor than him. Okay, I did not say that I was going to edit for $2,000. I said if I was taking the job, that's the lowest I would accept. I personally would not accept that for $2,000 on the grounds that like that would be a waste of my time.
See, this DMax guy is a fucking moron. Why would you say this about someone who has got the ability to come forward and say their piece, which is going to contest what you say? Like, clearly he's being dishonest about this, but then Nicholas could just come out and go, no, that's not what happened, actually. And people are going to obviously be more trustworthy of Nicholas than they are of this DMax fellow, you know? Just stupid, unforced errors in drama response.
But if I was an editor who wanted to break into YouTube and
see, this is the thing. I've seen Queeman cover this DMax guy before, and Queeman fucking hates him, right? And I don't know anything about him. I don't know the guy. But Queeman fucking despises him. Why? Why is, I mean, I'm starting to see why, obviously, you know, there might be a little bit of, antagonism towards him, but Queeman fucking despises him. You hate him more than Queeman. What's he done? Without getting into all the ins and outs of it, but what's this guy done? The stupid Zoomer edits. Fake gay. Okay.
And be an editor and not a YouTuber and not like have a regular job. I guess like I would do 2000. But I personally, Nick DeOrio, wouldn't edit for Lolcow because it would genuinely be a waste of my time. But after Keem acted that way, there was no longer an amount of money for me to continue working for them. I edited episode 3 after quitting. Why? Why did you edit an episode after you quit the show? And like this argument doesn't make any sense.
But fuck my kindness. Bro, if you've quit what is he on about? Kindness. This is fucking business, okay? This is business and deals and agreements and shit. Not kindness. I'm going to kindly do something for you. No. If you're not paying me, I'm not doing it. End of discussion. What is this?
So you said that Keem like fucking like what did he like embarrass you? That Keem wasn't being reasonable, so you couldn't possibly find a solution? So what did you do? You did free work for him? You were so disrespected? You edited an entire episode for free. Why?
Oh no.
What like
oh no, okay.
This guy fucked me over, so I did more work for him. Like, what are you talking about? That's such a lie, bro. In regards to the strange talking point about how each episode took for me to edit, I did spend a great amount of time. You're gonna fucking blow your load if you haven't seen this. Like, literally fucking put some socks on. They're about to fly off, chat. If you're not interested, you're gonna be interested in a minute. Even episode 3, I got everything out on time. I don't know how this is an own to say that I was dedicated to the product I was making. By the way, this is the longest tweet I've ever read. Keem is mad at me perpetually now because he didn't get his way.
Nicholas DeOrio?
Well, the problem is being dedicated to the product that you're making, right? It's one thing to be, I mean, there's dedication and then there's excess. Excessively editing something to an insane degree that is not timely is not good as an editor. Okay? That's a crazy concept. Like, you gotta fucking get your shit done and get it out. You shouldn't be spending excessive time on something, especially if you are doing other work too, which you should be at $2,000 for this one job. You should be getting this done, and then boom, moving on to the next one.
A guy like one of those fucking crypto,
and he couldn't walk all over me. I wear it like a badge of honor that DJ Killer Keemstar said, "You're the most difficult person I've ever had to work with." Well, X to doubt, but I'll take it. I stayed silent because I was trying to be as professional as possible when it comes to work, and I hate talking.
Editor's tip: churn out hot garbage. The streamer won't know the difference. Well, it's a balance, isn't it? You know? I mean, this is a different kind of product, really, because this is like a podcast. A podcast requires, you know, a different angle to it, rather than just stream clips. But yeah, I mean, it's got to be a balance between being a good product and not taking forever to fucking make, right? You'll see when you see the timesheet how insane it is. You know, it's clearly just an insane work ethic and mentality in actually putting something together.
Talking smack about my previous clients, regardless of the circumstance. All production are stressful, but I'm sick of being cast as a money grubber when I was being completely realistic. Keem, you're a jerk. Enjoy the content. Okay, this guy talks a hell of a game, chat. Like a crazy fucking game, chat. And I tell you right now, I could have made this guy fucking unemployable. And I'm not talking about that as the fucking commentary kingpin blackball mafia retard that fucking idiots in the community make me out to be. I literally could have made this guy fucking unemployable. But instead, he did. He made himself unemployable, because once you take 5 minutes to look at what this fucking guy does, to see this fucking guy's output, you would realize that he's never, like, no one can hire this guy. This is unbelievable, okay? It took him 19 hours to edit a single fucking episode, and that's not even the longest one. This guy edited 3 episodes. You need to see this fucking timesheet. Bro, this guy was paid on a salary, and he whipped his fucking notes app out and was like, okay guys, I'm gonna start taking my fucking time now and tell everybody each marginal increment of what I've been doing on my super official looking notes app. Holy shit, dude. Alright, look at this, bro. Episode 1. 2 hours of downtime. He starts off his fucking episode by doing nothing for 2 hours. Then he works 6 hours. Do you know what a Lolcow episode is? You line up 3 audio tracks and pick which fucking camera is on the screen through presets. This is not rocket science.
Okay. That sounds very easy, but I don't know anything about editing. So I'm assuming that that is a very simplistic thing to do. And how long would that take, do you think? For what is it? An hour and a half show? You could probably get that done in what? Probably half the time, I reckon. What, 3 hours? Maybe 4 hours at a push? Maybe? Something like that? Is that right?
November 13th, I found out I was the social media manager. I spent 7 hours doing various things like signing into accounts or posting clips or making shorts. You can use a fucking program to do that for you. Why are you editing an entire...
Spent 7 hours doing various things. Like signing in everywhere. 5 minutes. Posting clips. 30 minutes. Make a few shorts. 2 hours tops. Right? What? 8 hours? How long does it take to sign into a fucking website, dude? That's mental. God, this guy is... Bro, this guy is not good at this, clearly. Dude, I gotta get on this shit. Oh my God.
Entire episode.
Gonna start charging Chud for hours and mark down various activities. 14 hours. Various collated management, social media management activities. Non-specific.
Stopping and then going, what could the shorts be? You can do that while you're working. 7 hours.
Yeah, surely whilst you're editing the... It's about time efficiency. You're editing the podcast and you go, cool, that's a good clip. 30-second clip, bang, that's that done. Oh, another good clip, boom, that's that done. So that would all be wrapped up in the production time of the fucking video, surely. And then what? You fucking do a quick edit on it, which probably takes 30 minutes tops for a fucking 30-second clip, if that. I mean, this is fucking insane. When you're new to editing, it would take you a lot of time to get used to editing. It just shows that DMax person is a beginner new to editing. If you're new to editing, you are going to get paid as a new editor. You're not going to get paid as a long-standing professional, right? I hear James Summerton is available for editing now. I mean, that's fine, but you can't expect to command high prices, and you should probably let them know that you're inexperienced so they can, you know, whether or not they want to take a chance with you.
Bro. From 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., editing a short trailer and posting a tweet. 3.5 hours. Back from lunch. He took lunch from 3 to 7:30 at night, and he worked for 40 minutes roughly, posting another short.
Oh no, I thought. Oh no, I thought this is he's saying 3 to 7:30. He worked on episode 2, 40 minutes in roughly.
And setting something to render.
Wait, what? Back from lunch, worked on episode 2, 40 minutes in roughly, posted another short, 4 a.m, finished episode 2, set to render, worked on thumbnail. Okay.
Posting another short and setting something to render. Received Nick's intro for the episode. Okay, yeah, Nick edited the 7-minute, or how long was the intro to this episode? He didn't even have to make the clip compilation for the beginning. I fucking made that one. That was me, motherfucker. Here, this is the one, dude. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. How do you get a job?
Dude. Right? This is the thing that editors are fucking... From what I hear all these fucking horror stories. Mainly from DK, to be honest. DK's always telling me, no, Chud, the editors are terrible, man. You don't want to fucking trust me, okay? Just trust me. But no, I always hear these horror stories about editors, and it's just true. Like, a lot of editors are fucking insanely bad and just lazy and don't fucking do anything. And it's like getting blood from a stone, you know? Whereas, you know, ideally, you want someone that will just get on with it. And obviously there is communication and there's fucking, you know, stuff like that happens. But generally speaking, you want someone that's just going to be able to take the stuff and fucking go and do whatever with it and then make money. Boom. Easy peasy, you know? Not this fucking... What is this? Dude. Tried working on a... Okay, I'm sure... Tried working on thumbnail, failed miserably. Told Keem to find someone else. Told me to go to bed. 3 hours. I used to make... I mean, my thumbnails weren't the best. But, you know, I mean, I did something with them. Obviously, at a more professional standard you would expect. But how does it take you 3 hours to make a thumbnail and you don't even do it? It's not exactly difficult, is it? You got the Lolcow life background. You got pictures of the people on it with a fucking word on it saying, like, whatever you want to say. That's it.
Job after this, bro. November 15th, 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. I tried working on a thumbnail, but I failed miserably. I told Keem it might be time to hire someone else, and he told me it's time to go to bed. 3 hours later, I made a YouTube short, and we premiered episode 2. Bro, suck my fucking... Holy shit, dude. This guy posted this thinking this made him win. He saw this document, and he goes, oh, I'm a sympathetic figure with this.
Wait, 40.5 hours total. In how long? I'm a bit lost here. How long is he saying this? What is the total period of time he's worked for 40 hours?
From 9:30 a.m. in the morning to 12:30 p.m. you spent
a week,
multiple hours failing to make a fucking thumbnail, and you quit the by the way, AM, I guess he went to sleep in the afternoon, or does he mean PM? I like, because isn't it 12:30 AM and 9:30? I don't, but here, oh my god, man. He failed at making a thumbnail, threatened to...
Dude. What? Look at these top viewed videos here. Literally just Mutahar's face, the girlfriend's face crying in a different colour, Boogie's face, meltdown number 1, 255,000 views. Look at this one. Boogie gets fired. It's just his face, the background, his face, and Boogie fired. How long? This should take 5 minutes. Surely. DK work template, okay? Trying to find a sexual image of trans woman that needs to go on the thumbnail. 10 hours. That's what we'd be dealing with, okay? I'm telling you.
Quit the show and got tucked in by Keemstar.
Oh.
Bro!
To be fair, it's also cisgendered women too, okay? Like, actually, let me show you this. This little preview, I guess you could say. Because I don't even know where he finds these. You know, I cover someone and I just look at them on the stream and that's that really. But he always manages to find these insane pictures of these women. I don't know how he does it. Look at this. You know that woman that had the rant on stream the other day? Oh, dude, what? Where did you find this image, dude? I've got no idea where you'd even look for this. I'm guessing Instagram, maybe? I don't know. But he's found this. Literally nothing to do with anything. It's just there with a fucking big ass out, dude. Oh my god, man. Ancient Chinese ritual, summon Instagram photos. I think the logic is that if you've got like a hot bird on the thumbnail, it tends to go down a bit smoother, you know? But yeah, no, it's pretty wild.
Who the fuck is hiring this guy? He wrote a fucking diary about how he sucks at the job. Come on.
Sneak peek. It's not out yet. Sneak peek.
Like, dude, I knew about this shit. I was in the fucking call. I got into a fight with this guy. Bro, I never turned around and said that, like, you got fired because you suck at the job. I never once did that. I never once burned this guy as being like a completely incompetent fucking editor, because what his final product was good. And listen to me, dude. Yes, if you're spending 40 hours a week on this side project, yeah, 100%. $600 is ridiculous. Bro, nobody is fucking expecting you to be working 40 hours a week. If you're working 40 hours a week, okay, this is not the job for you. You should be doing something that doesn't involve the arts or video editing or content production. This is not your job, bro. Like, yeah, you should be getting paid for your time, but you're not making the most of your time. You shouldn't be doing this. Oh my God, bro.
It's like when a lawyer gets paid on the hour and, you know, it's like they've done a lot of extra work or something. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but you're not getting paid hourly. You're getting paid a flat rate. So you want to have the balance. It's good, but you also don't want to work on it for so long that you end up not being able to do anything else. Crazy. Also, is he including rendering time too? He's including his rendering time as well. Rendering time is not your work hours. How is that your work hours? You can go and do something else. You can go and spend time doing what you want to do. You can work on another project. You don't need to sit there while the video renders. This is all work hours, just watching the rendering bar go up. Bro. Now, don't you mean render time doesn't equal work time? No, it doesn't, because it's an automated process. Some editors will set things to render overnight and go to sleep and wake up and, you know, do it from there, right? It's using your computer's resources. Well, then surely you would do but that doesn't mean that you would count it as work time. You would go and do another task. You would go and do a less intensive task, respond to some emails if you wanted to work during that time. Or you go, right, well, that's the rendering clicked off. I'm going to go out for the evening and fucking, you know, whatever, right? You take lunch or whatever you want to do. Go outside. You charge for render time. Wait, do you? That seems crazy to me. Well, I guess, okay. You would charge for the electricity concept of what's being used. But like, you wouldn't be like, right, I've worked on this video for 20 hours and 7 hours of that is render time. It would be, I worked on the video for 13 hours. Render time is this amount. Surely. Not the same as actually working on a video.
Bro, look at this shit. Made a short, premiered episode 2. 40.5 hours in total so far. Oh my God. 2 episodes, 40 hours of work.
Okay, right. It has to be reasonable. Okay, yeah, I understand that. I get that, yeah. Right, okay. So here's what it is. It's reasonable to charge for render time, but if it's a long rendering time because your equipment sucks, you can't charge for that. Like, you couldn't render a video for 12 hours and be like, well, I had to charge you for the 12-hour render as well, because there's an expectation that it would take much shorter time than that, right? And 7 hours seems like an insane amount of time for a video to render, which is what it was, I think, right? Okay, there we go. We found it. We found the correct take.
Holy shit, dude. Editing shorts posted everywhere. You know shorts are like a minute long, right? If that. Got back from lunch, organized shorts, loading in episode 3's footage. It took an hour and a half to put 3 files into Premiere. We're at 49.5 hours so far. Overnight rendering, or we're calculating the time he was sleeping. There we go. Love it. Issues loading files.
Overnight render failed. I mean, that does happen sometimes, right? Lucky I didn't use this one. I mean, to be honest with you, she should give on the games and just set up an OnlyFans. That's probably the most optimum solution for her. I mean, dude. Let's just say our assets are not based in playing a video game, okay? And that's not being sexist. That's just facts. Go and look at a kill-to-death ratio. But hang on a sec. He rendered overnight. Wait. Overnight render failed. So you're saying that your workday included rendering, but you did it overnight, so it failed and you didn't... So you were sleeping? Dude, this is insane. How can you simultaneously claim rendering time when it's rendering whilst you're sleeping, so then it fails, you don't realise, and you have to redo it again in the morning? You can't have it both ways, man. That's ridiculous.
Remixing Tommy's stuff. Dude, this guy woke up from a nap. 8. Like, none of this says what he was doing, bro. It's like, I made a short. I put the file on the screen. It's like this guy spends 3 hours editing. He's dragging the clip to the left, chat. He's dragging it to the left. Holy shit, dude. And this is the final thing he wrote to the group chat. Good afternoon, everyone. I just uploaded episode 3 of Lolcow Live. It's a fantastic episode. Props all around. I think the cows have really hit their stride, and I can't wait for everyone to see it. Unfortunately, we were not able to reach an agreement in our negotiations, so I'll be ending the trial period here. Though our time together was brief, it was an amazing opportunity to meet and work with all of you. I hope the project continues to have...
So it sounds like he wasn't very good at this, couldn't do it in a timely manner, and left. Right?
massive success into the future. Thank you.
Wait, what? Why are you bullying this poor... He's 29. What? This guy's 29. That's fucking crazy.
Oh, kill me. So, this drama happened, okay, because Riveter took a shot at Keem, DMax's good friend, and then Keem responded, and then DMax decided to unleash a can of worms and release evidence that he's bad at his job. For some reason, because he thought it made him look good. And now he goes on Tommy's stream and he's like, guys, I just want peace.
I thought I was misreading it. Was he taking 2.5-hour lunch breaks? Why? A lunch break is normally, an hour. In the UK, it tends to be an hour. I know in America, it tends to be more like 30 minutes. But how much time do you need to eat? You say, the thing is, DK, you're on a fucking percentage thing, isn't it? So it doesn't matter. You can take as many fucking lunch breaks as you want, as long as the videos that keep coming. But I mean, obviously, if you're on an hourly rate, or if videos weren't like coming out on a, if there was a week and there was no video on the channel, it's like, well, what are you doing? Oh, I'm taking a 4-hour nap, actually. Sorry, busy taking naps. It would be like, well, cut the fucking nap time down and get a video out on the channel, surely.
I don't understand. Why can't we all be friends? That's what I've been told. Supposedly, he's just getting on stream being like, guys, I don't want the smoke. Okay, because you're a cry bully. You're a fucking loser. You thought you had a slam dunk and you didn't, and then you got made fun of. And I'm here to deliver that to you.
Really, Kristen Ark? Oh my god. Send me the deets. Send me what you got on Alec Gunter being back. I want to see that after
this. To my closest friends and family of, I don't know how many people are here right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe his PC isn't very good. But if you're making video content, you need to have a PC that's up to the job, that can transcode or whatever. What is it? Fucking render. You can render at a rapid pace.
No, but I presume over 1,000. Yeah, 1,600. 1,600 of my closest friends and family know that you're unemployable. So I hope it worked. I hope this all worked out the way you wanted. So I fucking responded back because he invokes my name and says that, like, I was on his side and that, like, Keem was being irrational in the phone call, which could not be farther from the fucking truth, okay? It literally couldn't be. It's actually fucking insane how badly he misinterpreted this fucking call, okay? Oh, man. I don't like this one. Let's go back to Max Payne. Why would you drag me in this discussion and lie? You demanded over $3,000 on the phone. You overplayed your hand, and then you walked like a dumbass. I did negotiate a better deal for you. Yes, you refused to budge on the phone. And then when you showed me your timesheet, it said it took you 12 to 19 hours. By the way, at that moment, I didn't see that he had posted the whole timesheet. I was just responding going,
okay, so DK has got a perspective here. Yes, I think he played up his hours to look like he was working harder than he was, but he doesn't understand the gig, so it bit him in the ass. Right, so he wrote his hours down in a way that made it seem like it was a 40-hour job to try and justify getting much more money. But actually, it's not a 40-hour job. It is a 20-hour job. Any editor would see it's a 20-hour job and do it for that around that amount of money, maybe a bit more, because they would recognize they could get it done in 20 hours in a week, right? That's possible. I like to think he straight up sucks balls. Okay.
like, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to prove this. And then he dumps it. He gave it to me, bro. I was literally like, I don't know how I'm supposed to prove that he's lying right now. And then he gave it to me. So thank you. You made my job a fucking hell of a lot easier. After hearing that, I personally gave the recommendation for Keem to fire you. So this is how the call went, okay? We got
Nicholas DeOrio, Alan Sugar, Nicholas Sugar over here, Nicholas Trump. You're fired, DMax.
In there, I was arguing that DMax should make 2.2 to 2.5K. And I made...
Couldn't say because I don't really know the guy. I haven't watched the Queenman segments on him. No, I don't know much about this guy either. Also, he's a pathetic loser who mopes around playing anime games all day and cries about having ADHD. Another victim of the Queenman A-logging situation, it seems.
If I said that his episode is better than mine, I probably said like... Well, if I said that he's a better editor than me, I probably said his episode was edited better than the episode that I edited. Or the part that I edited, or something like that. Or, yeah, that's probably what happened, if that was ever even said to begin with. But we're in the call negotiating it. And he's like, dude, I wanted 2.5K. I wanted 2.5K. Bro, I got Keem to budge to 2,000, and I honestly thought I could have got him to 2.2. And then DMax turned and went, I need $3,000. It was more than 3,000. I wrote $3,000 because I don't remember what the direct integer was, but it was like $3,200. I want $3,200 or I walk. And you could go ask other people. Other people had this conversation as well. Multiple people remember this. It's not just me. He asked for over $3,000, and after I negotiated that money up, I just threw my hands up. So we started talking about it, and he goes, but Keem, I spent 20-something hours doing it at one singular episode because Wings botched all the audio. And I'm like, wait a minute. It took you 20 hours to fucking edit an episode? And he's like, yeah, I did this. I was...
That explains a lot. Yeah, but your medical disorders or your mental health cannot have any sort of impact on your work. You've got to fucking make that shit work. You can't just be like, oh, I've got ADHD.
Track my hours, I did that. And he's like zooming, right? He was zoom remoting. And I stopped him, I go, whoa. How much time did it take you to edit episode 2 where there were no errors? Now, again, apparently I was incorrect. I think the one error was that my recorder went out when we were doing episode 2. So I had everyone stop. And then we started again. So there was like, he had to line up like one extra clip. Okay, like that. This was like the equivalent of 5 extra minutes maximum to make sure it's good. But that's where we were with it, right? We're talking like very minor issues. 19 hours. It took him 19 hours to line up 3 clips, make 3 shorts and 4 tweets. So I went, oh, okay. I think I'm done here. And then I left the call, and I texted Keem, fire him.
Nicholas DeOrio initially was helping out. He was like helping out with the show. He was a farmer. The whole concept was you had farmers at the start. So you had Nicholas DeOrio, Turkey Tom, etc. They were like the farmers of the show. And you were supposed to have an episode with the Lolcow and an episode with the farmers. And I think that for whatever reason, I think Nicholas just didn't like the way the project was going. So he ended up diverting away from it, you know? Well, yeah, because who cares about the farmers? Like, you're there for the lolcows. You're there for the fucking main characters, aren't you? You know?
Fucking fire him. That is absurd turnaround time for what is literally a half-baked episode where you just put some faces on the screen. Well, they're connected to the audio. So realistically, it's the equivalent of a half-baked episode. If it took me 19 hours to produce Half-Baked, we would not have made it 36 episodes. It's just not going to happen, bro. It's absolutely fucking absurd. So I posted this. Delusional Max was dumb enough to post his timesheet. So
yeah, I keep saying Guns made a video on Chud. I can't see it on his channel. Can you link it?
Everyone can see how fucking slow he was. The kid signed a bad deal, sucked at his job. Hose
The idea was that it was hard even getting the cows to record. I and Keem thought it would be harder to get these guys and keep them. That wasn't an issue.
Came down for money afterwards. Neither of the side came out looking good. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums this whole thing up. And then this is me talking to oh yeah, these are my DMs with Connor from 1120. Keep in mind, I was negotiating this money after I formally wasn't involved with the project. I'm out of the group chats at this point. I've offered to do work for the show. I was not part of the Lolcow podcast while I was trying to make sure these people were getting fair pay. Okay, I was just doing that in my spare time to try to help them out. This was just like an act of good faith among people I thought were friendly with me, right? So I reached out to Connor and he said, I'm getting $1,200 in December. So he was getting Connor's trial, and then so he literally got Connor's deal, $1,200 in December to finish out the month, and then regular pay come January. January pay
isn't this
would
Nicholas
be
DeOrio guy like one
2,000
of
or
those
something.
crypto fascist dudes too?
It was fine by me. The editing work doesn't seem very difficult. I needed cash anyway, so I stopped doing RFC. I go, oh, so he doubled his trial offer and promised you more. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Wait, that's not even true. So DMax got 600. So Keem doubled the trial offer and gave him 1,200 as the trial, and then he was upping him to $2,000 come January. So Connor actually made out like a bandit in this whole situation and got like a huge pay bump in comparison to what DMax was.
The Now Recording podcast released an entire episode exposing DMax last night. Worth a watch for the law. Is it? The thing is with this DMax guy is he's just like, maybe at some point, but he's like a, you know, a fucking Humegalo, isn't he? I just wanted to watch this because, you know, I thought it'd be fun drama to talk about.
It's entirely off of my work. Before I ruined his negotiation, even here, I'm admitting I'm the reason he was fired. 1,200 was supposed to be regular pay for DMax, and 600 was his starting. Wow, seriously? That's wild. Once I got involved, they told me it was going up, but that was the first agreement he already agreed upon. I told Augie they were both wrong. Keem gave him a shit deal, and DMax thought he was worth $3,200. The actual answer was somewhere in the middle. Augie told me it was $2 to $3K a month that he was making, and he wanted more. Come January, he was going to get $1,200, and then Keem said they agreed on something in the low 2000s. He said $3,200 now, and break my trial, or I walk. I think you got the job because Tommy hates you, so that worked out in my favor. So this is what happened. And again, I didn't bury this guy when we were fighting. I didn't come out here and say he was a terrible editor. And basically unemployable. But for some reason, he thought it would be advantageous to try to take advantage of the situation and get a dunk on Keem, someone who gets ratio.
Yeah, this DMax guy feels like the kind of person who will try and capitalize on something that's just bullshit to try and get attention on themselves. They did it with the Magnetar thing, where they came out and claimed that Magnetar was a fraud. And he was, you know, essentially pulling a Keffels, soliciting funds for a cause that he wasn't actually going to proceed with. Like, he was talking about, have you filed the lawsuit yet? And it's like, well, he can't afford to file a lawsuit. The point is he's trying to fundraise to fund the lawsuit. And I think the reality of it is that he probably wasn't, unless there was some Big Mama Max stuff that popped off that meant that he got a load more fucking shit. You know, that is what is so that is what is so fucking infuriating as well. Just thinking about it, about the Keffels stuff, right? Like, Keffels can lie. Keffels can lie and get 100K. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, Magnetar isn't trans or something. He was confronted on that. He was confronted on that on a stream, and he dodged all responsibility like a coward. Yeah, I mean, it was just obviously insane and wrong and not correct. You know, from what I saw, Magnetar did the right thing. He had a separate, account where he held the money so that it didn't touch his accounts. And I think everyone ended up getting a refund when he closed it down, right? Crazy. But yeah, DMax perpetuated this idea that he was like a fraud.
By every single person who tweets at him. I'm assuming including this one. Yeah, including this one. Even when you lie, you can ratio Keemstar. It's really not that hard to do. So he literally just gave up any future in video editing because he's a fucking retard. So enjoy. Good luck, buddy. I'm really looking out for you. It's what I got for doing good deeds, chat. Oh, man. So that's...
It all started because his girlfriend Maggot Edits got unfollowed on Twitter. Really?
That's that situation. Real quick.
Anyway, there we go.
$2 telling about the Rangers. Sliggins 5 gifted. Thank you so much. Autistic BBC Twink Rapist sent $2. Claps his cheeks. Buzzley 5. Dude, that reminds me of Musley.
Dude,
remember Musley? Like, I hated Bo Blacks. Jesus. Every time Nick is nice, it comes back to bite him. It's a mistake. Yeah. On the weekends, I play VR with my friends where we sacrifice.
Anyway, that's the only part of the video that was relevant to me, that I was interested in. But there we go. The story of DMax and the editing shit. God, it is so funny how there's all these little people. Like, some people are kind of chill and funny, and they just post clips and talk about stuff and things like that. And sometimes, you see something from them, and it's like, oh, okay, actually, this is pretty good. I'm glad that I follow this person because I got to see that they posted this clip,